Alrighty there. Digital Prince here, talking about what you should play today. Today we're talking about some World War Z based off of the Brad Pitt film. That film is pretty good. I like that movie. I like that movie a lot, actually. Today we're playing with my GF, my boo thang, Miss Glitch Girl. She's here. She enjoys this game. So I said, let's get on here and let's tell the peeps about this zombie shoot 'em up that actually has a pretty in-depth gameplay, very smooth graphics, co-op gameplay, different locations, different characters, customizations. It's pretty in-depth. So she's been enjoying it, so we've been playing it together. We've been playing with some random players because we needed some help on this mission. I decided to record this. This is our 7th time trying this mission. I said, hey, we got to do this thing, but I'll record it because I have a feeling we're gonna get through it. And it's a pretty sweet mission. You're going through a underground lab in Moscow. Snow-covered zombies. This is gonna be pretty violent. You know what I mean? Because there's massive amounts of zombies. There's big old hordes, massive hordes of zombies. That's what makes this game pretty distinct, is that at one time there could be up to 800 zombies rushing towards you, and that's not only is it graphical, right? It takes a lot of computing power to do that. It is very unique to see so many zombies on the screen. Granted, you do have games. Oh my God, what was that game called? Hold on. Dead Rising. That's what that game is called. Dead Rising. Where you had, the guy named Frank, the photographer inside the mall. He was trapped there, had to be there for 3 days, and you had to, use the things in the mall to stay alive. And there was a lot of zombies in that game. The difference, though, is that these zombies are coming at you. They're coming straight for you in massive numbers. And not only are there swarms, there's also chargers, right? These big old boxy dudes that charge at you and will pin down the opponents like a charger in Left 4 Dead. There's also infectors, which will throw up on you and turn you into a zombie immediately if you don't stand still, hold down the action key, and wipe yourself down. I had to watch Miss Glitch Girl absolutely stab me in the face as a zombie. I mean, it's pretty cool. There's also gonna be screamers who are gonna be outside the map screaming, bringing in even more of the zombies. There's also one other class that I am forgetting about, and that is the Lurker. This little creepy dude who will just pin you down if you walk too far away from your group. They'll spawn this ugly little being. He'll crawl through, pin you down, and then your team has to come in and get him off of you. So there's a lot of similarities to this game to Left 4 Dead. The obvious difference is going to be this one's third person. It has a class-based system. For example, I'm a medic. Miss Glitch Girl, the boo thing, she's a grenader, I believe, so she's chucking the grenades. And the physics in this game with the grenade is it's a little eerie because you don't really see the explosion of the grenade, but you see the bodies just boom, just bubble up. And it's so weird because there's so many zombies that'll do that. If you plan the proper grenade, you can take out a lot of the zombies that are coming at you in that direction, because they'll spawn any old thing behind you. come up some staircase, they'll crawl up the wall. They'll do exactly what they did in the movie, and they'll use each other to build up to higher structures, and you have to then mow them down off of this wall so they don't have the ability to climb in and overtake a situation. You know, so I thought, you know, for a zombie game, you know, that's free on the Game Pass, I'm kind of thinking like, hey, we'll just check it out. It's a movie-based game, so there's so many red flags when it comes to this game. So when I booted it up and I got into it, and I was like, holy smokes, I'm actually having some fun, because not only is it visually appeasing to look at, it's depthful. The shooting mechanic is actually kind of fun because it only takes the one bullet to take out most zombies. So if you can level out an entire room, you know, you feel kind of badass, you know. And I just feel like some games lack the ability of making you feel like an ultimate badass. So that's what I really enjoyed about this game. And you know, the other red flag was, you know, movie-based. Movie-based games are usually pretty awful. Looking at you, Iron Man, there are some differences. There are some exceptions to that, right? You got the Lord of the Rings. Those have been always a really good time. But most overall movie-based games tend to just be flat-out terrible. So it was refreshing to have a game like this, not from a major developer, actually not only do well, it's just, it has the eeriness of the movie that I was surprised that they were able to capture in this game, because it's just another zombie shoot 'em up, you know. There's plenty of the games out there, you know. You can play Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. You can play Days Gone, which I'm currently playing right now, and that's a really good one. You can play Dead Rising 1 through 4. Dead Island. The list kind of just goes on when you want to have the Z word murdered in front of you in creative ways. I just hate saying the word zombie over again. You know how you say a word over and over again and it starts to sound weird? That's what this is. But I was surprised to have this on the Game Pass based off of a movie and still be something that would hold my attention, interest. Because low-key, it's difficult. It's a difficult game. Like, this mission, as I said, took us like 6 tries. And they're just pouring in here. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers when you want to start shooting, but you physically cannot because you don't even know where to start. There's just so many of them, you know. And if you get overtaken by a group, you are now pinned down, and they're not even. There might not even be a special, you know, a special zombie on top of you. You're just bogged down by the number that this game is throwing at you. You know, you see this wall. They're trying to crawl over each other. The guy's making his way up the wall. It's just mayhem, and it can get anxiety inducing, right? Because I'm looking in this one direction right now, but then they're to my left and they're to my right, and there's no way to really stop them from approaching you, right? So it's just, you got to keep moving, keep reloading, grabbing ammo, communication with the teammates, because if you're not doing the objective, they're gonna keep spawning these things, right? They're just gonna keep dropping from the ceiling, crawling up through sewer gates, catwalks, right? It doesn't matter, they're gonna show up. So in this mission, there's a chemical that's knocking all these guys out. So we're trying to do it in the correct order. So we have to go to the computer, look for the letter, open up the corresponding letter, and we had to wait for the sequence to change, and then fight off the waves, all while maintaining ammo, the health, and the teammates. I was very surprised with how difficult this mission is, just for being on normal. And there's 4 other difficulties above normal and 2 difficulties below normal. So there's a lot going on, because when they were making this game, they were expecting you to play as different classes, because you can update the classes, you can buy upgrades for different abilities, right? My medic class, there's a 35% chance of not using a med kit when I need to heal. That's big because then that's a 1 in 3 med kit chance that I can then throw that to a teammate, right? Miss Glitch Girl, she needs some health, I'm gonna throw that to her. So, but that's not possible at the beginning of the game. So even as you move forward in the game, it's getting even more challenging and a little bit more difficult because you're still upgrading, but the game's getting more difficult, right? So you always feel just a step behind, unless you want to really just grind out a certain level, right? And just keep doing the same mission that you're fond of. That way you can level up your character and start getting some serious points for upgrades, and you can boost. But most of the time, it's going to come down to putting in the time to play the game, finish the campaign, because there are 4 different locations, just like the film. So it's just, you know, you're always interested in the next location and how they're able to, you know, have these detailed levels, you know, because they're thoughtful. There's a lot of detail, they're intricate, there's multiple ways of moving, it's just not from point A to point B. You know, they'll put health kits in garages that you walked past. They'll put special weapons that'll be able to, you know, really help you and your teammate out. Reloads for stims, which is health that my medic is able to carry to help the teammate. So there's a lot more to this game than just mowing down some zombies, even though that's the main objective, you know? And you see this here and on this wall, and it's so crazy the type of emotion that you can get from seeing this and trying to stay above what seems like thousands of zombies everywhere at all times, you know? Making sure everyone is up and willing while doing the objective. It is so gnarly. But hey, it's on the Game Pass. Check it out, right? From these videos, I've mentioned 3 games that are on the Game Pass. And it's only $10. You're saving so much cash. Who doesn't like to save cash? I love to save cash. I love saving cash. So if I get to try these games out and show them to people who are like, yo, what's out there? What can I try out? What can I play with other players or AI? There's also multiplayer to it. So where you're playing other players and not zombies. It's very interesting how they incorporate it all and make it into a legitimate game that's one, long, difficult, enticing, interesting, unique, but all in a cliched market of zombie killing. I think they did a good job. I highly recommend it. Check it out. Check it out. Digital Prince is out. Peace.
Charge to expel the nerve agent into Moscow. Thanks to you, in 6 months it'll be safe to take our city back.